Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I am checking my setup because it's not quite right yet.
"2020 is a year that will live in our memories forever. Australia on fire. A global pandemic. Civil unrest, protests, and rioting. All in the first half of the year. The world has been thrust into uncertainty and chaos." Just kidding. That's not how we roll. Botnets.
Protein folding is the physical process by which a protein chain acquires its native three-dimensional structure, a conformation that is usually biologically functional in an expeditious and reproducible manner. It is the physical process by which a polypeptide folds into its characteristic and functional three-dimensional structure from a random coil.
What does that even mean?
What does it even mean?
Proteins are polymer chains of amino acids. Before proteins can do any work, they need to fold up into functional three-dimensional shape. Different parts of the protein, which may be relatively far away, come together because of the attraction between the component amino acids. Misfolding can produce a protein in the wrong shape. This makes the molecules toxic and dangerous. Misfolded proteins can cause other proteins to misfold and also become toxic.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum bum bum.
Diseases such as mad cow, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, types of cancer, and ALS were previously considered unrelated, but are now known to be related to protein folding.
Folding at Home is a distributed computing project aimed to help scientists develop new therapeutics to a variety of diseases by the means of simulating protein dynamics. This includes the process of protein folding and the movements of proteins, and is reliant on the simulations run on volunteers' personal computers.
Folding at Home is a distributed computing project. And for those of you who have already dabbled in that, think of most recently the SETI at Home search for extraterrestrials. And for those who are really old school, think back to the late 90s and the distributed.net search for RC5 keys. We're taking work products and we're throwing them out to thousands of CPUs and GPUs out there to help Folding at Home do its thing. They are helping scientists model proteins in a variety of ways, simulating this protein dynamics, how the protein folds itself and configures itself, all in order to find new therapeutics, new pathways. And one of the things that we're doing here is attacking COVID-19 to lend our CPU and GPU to that battle. But Folding at Home is doing stuff like Alzheimer's research, cancer research, and a whole bunch of other things to help humanity. So the process of folding proteins and the movement of proteins, it's all to find this attack angle, to model this thing in 3D and find a way for a therapeutic to get in there. And it's all reliant on having this massive amount of CPU and GPU to do this 3D math so the researchers can find this new attack vector.
Distributed computing is a field of computer science that studies distributed systems. A distributed system is a system whose components are located on different networked computers, which communicate and coordinate their actions by passing messages to one another. The components interact with one another in order to achieve a common goal. 3 significant characteristics of distributed systems are concurrency of components, lack of a global clock, and independent failure of components.
Botnets. A botnet. A botnet. Botnets.
A botnet.
A botnet.
Botnets. Botnet. Hi, I'm Space Rogue. Now, hackers have a long history helping out and pitching in with projects like this. Way back in the 1990s, I ran a distributed computing team for a group I was involved with known as Loft Heavy Industries. That group was attempting to crack the RC5 encryption cipher through distributed.net. Like the Root Folds team, the Loft RC5 team rose from nothing to the top of the charts in a very short time, with the help of thousands of hackers from around the world devoting their spare CPU cycles to the cause. The difference between the old Loft RC5 team and the new Root Folds team is we might actually save some lives this time.
Founded in 1994, Root was one of the first computer hacker groups in the post-bulletin board system era. They were primarily known for their early humorous take on security industry advisories and hosting semi-annual parties. Root grew to become a hacker think tank of computer security experts consisting of members of other well-known hacker groups, such as Cult of the Dead Cow, Loft Heavy Industries, the Legion of Doom, and Masters of Deception.
Root is what I like to refer to as a hacker supergroup. Jokingly, of course. I like how Joseph Menn called us the Old Guard.
All the Old Guard hackers.
Brap.
It was founded in 1994 by a hacker named Hisaka. It was created as sort of a satirical group poking fun at other hacker groups at the time, especially 8LGM. Root includes members from many other groups, such as Cult of the Dead Cow, Masters of Deception, and the Guild, and we frequently posted Onion-esque articles and security advisories to bug tracks, such as the race condition and the Littermade Deluxe self-cleaning litter box. Over the course of the last 25 years, we've remained mostly in touch and become working stiffs. We get together once every year in Las Vegas before DEF CON, which is sort of like a high school class reunion, except for people you actually want to see. Several of us have recently delved into doing some charity work, and the Folding at Home program seemed like a great way for us to give back a little and unite hackers from all over the world to join us for stickers and prizes.
The Root Folds Folding at Home team was founded by Bellum and Beams on April 4, 2020, and quickly rose through the ranks into the top 100 of over 250,000 teams. This is their story.
And then fast forward to April, I had a conversation with Beams, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this.
Oh shit, so am I.
All right, I had this other idea, ran it past X just to make sure it was cool to use the name, and that's when I asked Peg that fateful question.
I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
Will you make me a sticker?
All right, I don't know what folding is, but sure.
One of the cool things, like the conversation we all just had about the tweaking and getting, like, squeezing every millimeter of performance out of that thing, I thought that that was such an incredibly cool byproduct of going from obsessing over case statistics in the COVID channel to all of us now concentrating and sharing information and sharing knowledge about how we're tuning and the things that we're doing to eke out the performance. And it just,
Yes.
I mean, for me personally, it just put me in a better mental space all throughout March and April.
So I had this like idea, like, all right, it's good enough. Let me show it to them. They roll with it. And then it's like, all right, it is good enough. It can still be kind of hard not to.
At the same time, you have to deal with the cringe factor of having unleashed something into the world. I've had a lot of that because I've got 30 years worth of stuff out there.
Oh, this whole process has been really fun. There's a lot of artistic inspiration that has come before me that has helped, like, one, set the bar for what things need to be at, and it's a pretty high bar, and two, help make it fun and pretty. I like things being pretty. It's something that's like a big part of my life. So having a fun reason to create things and really awesome inspiration to draw from is really, really amazing.
Oh yeah, and to get the enthusiasm and the energy flowing to just keep more things coming. Half of the fun is finishing one thing so that you can start on the next thing.
My ears became attuned to the fan noises when I woke up. Like, I'd have my first cup of coffee and I would just listen to the room to make sure everything was still up and running.
It's like the hum of a submarine.
Put my hand behind my fan as I leave my room, and like, it's warm, it's cool, it's cold, something's not cool.
I'd like to add another Tesla GPU on.
It became what all these projects become, right? It became community, and we don't know everyone who's folding with our team, but like all these projects that we've spun up in the past, we just fold in community, right? We build community around it.
Winning is pretty fun.
Be perfectly fair, like, structure fires are a proud part of hacker tradition.